Welcome to episode 27 of the Current Backloggers. The date is August 13th. I'm your host, KCP, along with my longtime friend, Carrot. You got no last initial. It's just like Oprah or our good friend Hitler. It's just Carrot for you.
It's just Carrot. Just all Carrot, man. That's all I got. I don't need another name. Just Carrot.
So, to explain to anybody that's watching, including you, Cody, because I didn't even tell you this was happening, I was going to be doing a solo podcast tonight because Cody couldn't come. But our good friend Carrot joined us, and he was like, hey, you don't have to be alone. I'll be with you for this. So we got somebody else for the first time. So
excited to be here.
So I guess we could start with, do you know where you started in gaming? Like your first system, your first game? That's what me and Cody did our first episode, so I thought maybe that'd be a good lead-in.
Yeah. I think my first video game system was probably Super Nintendo, I think.
Super Nintendo?
Yeah.
Mine was, I said on the first episode, but the NES and the Sega Genesis were at the same time. I don't know which one we got first, but both of those together. Do you remember?
I remember specifically playing Doom.
Doom?
Doom on Super Nintendo. I loved it.
I don't even remember that being on there. I'm not saying you're wrong.
I think it was... It might have been Sega. Maybe. I think it was Super Nintendo, though.
It definitely could be on there. Any other games stick out?
Mario Kart for sure.
Yeah, Mario Kart.
It's a big one. All the Super Mario games, all that stuff. I played those for hours with my brother.
Yeah. I know Mario World on Super Nintendo was fantastic.
Yeah, that was a great one.
So, I mean, I kind of know, but what are some of your favorite current games? And what's your favorite or current systems?
My favorite current system is probably the Xbox One X. My favorite game I'm playing so far a lot is Call of Duty Black Ops 4. I'll probably get a lot of hate for that, but I'm still playing it. But I love that game. It's a great game, and I play for hours. So
I hear you.
Yeah.
So what have you been up to, man?
Not much, buddy. Just working a lot, and hang out with my son, and just chilling when I can. So playing a lot of video games lately, and of course hanging out with you again. So I feel like I haven't seen you in forever.
I know, but yeah, it's changing lately, and I'm a fan of that because I missed you.
Yeah, miss you too, buddy.
How old is your son again?
He just turned 3.
3.
Yeah, just turned 3 about almost 2 weeks ago. Yeah.
That's crazy for me, so I can imagine how crazy it is for you.
It's weird, man. I still remember, like, it was yesterday, like, he's at the hospital and he was born and everything like that, and now he's 3. It's amazing.
Yeah. So anything on your mind?
Probably mostly just work in general. I'm kind of thinking about making a career change, or I would ideally like first shift, and like to do that. But yeah, I'm just working right now, and just trying to get through this COVID stuff and everything. So.
Yeah, we're all there. That's we had I don't care if you talk about it, but we kind of like try to force yourself not to talk about it because every episode.
I know.
Yeah, but I don't care if you do. I'm just saying, I know how you feel because
it's hard not to talk about. It's life.
And even when you don't talk about it, it comes back to games or games getting delayed or anything. So yeah, it's all still a part of it.
Yeah, which is it sucks right now with Halo being delayed. I was really looking forward to Halo Infinite. So
yeah, we can. I got that in the news. I talked with you. That was some depressing stuff.
It was. I was heartbroken when I saw it.
I gotcha. I haven't been up to much either. I've been working a lot as well. Not any overtime, just normal 40-hour week.
That's what I've been doing too. Normal 40 hours.
Not much besides that though. I did go last weekend. I think me and my family went to the Wilds.
Okay, how was that?
Oh, it's a lot of fun. I went there like 6 years ago, but it's been a little bit. So for anybody that doesn't know, it's outside of Central Ohio, but it's like a giant open kind of like safari zoo, and it's really cool. Just acres and acres of land and creatures that you can't see anywhere else. Like one that stuck out for me was the wild dogs because of our new football team.
Oh yeah,
but there's only 600 left or 6,000 left in the world, which I know sounds like a big jump, but that's still a very small amount for the entire world. And they have 14 of them there, and so it's cool just seeing animals like that you never really seen before, even at like zoos that can't handle those kind of things because they don't have the massive landscape. So
is it pretty big out there? There's a lot of land?
Yeah, it's massive. There's not even like a walk. There is some spots where it stops and let you walk out.
Mm.
The majority of it, you're like in this safari truck that's driving through. That's how big it is, because it would take days and days to walk through all of it.
Yeah,
It's massive.
that's crazy.
Yeah, so if you've never been there, it's a lot of fun.
Oh yeah, I would love to go. It's I've heard people talk about it, and it sounds like a lot of fun. So I'd love to go sometime.
My family has a membership, and I can take a guest, so anytime you want to go.
Yes,
Because that place,
definitely.
I don't remember exactly, but it's expensive. It's like $35 ticket, and then you obviously got to drive like an hour or so to get there.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Where's it at again?
Zanesville. That's where they do the let loose all those animals. Remember,
Mm.
like what was that?
Oh,
7 years ago
yeah.
now.
Yeah,
Yeah, right by there,
yeah, I remember that.
which is fucking horrifying to think about all these animals that I know it wasn't at the wilds, but these type of animals you see there,
Yeah,
and just picturing living in a neighborhood around there. Oh yeah, they're all on the loose, so be careful.
right. Well, like yeah. I was just thinking about Joe Exotic,
Yeah.
like living next to that, like how crazy that was. So,
Yeah, I mean, we were like, if we go outside and not where we live, but in Ohio, if you see like a deer across the street, you're like, oh shit, oh my god, look at that thing. If you would go outside, oh my god, it's a bear, and just these wild fucking animals that could literally be walking around the neighborhood.
Yep.
Oh look, it's a tiger. I can't fucking imagine that. That'd be so crazy.
Yeah, it'd be really weird seeing like either like a full grown lion or like a tiger in the wild, like just like staring you down. Like what if you're in the forest like walking around, just see that just come up on you.
Or even more crazy if they were actually hunting other animals. Like you're, oh my
Right.
god, look at that beautiful deer. Oh Jesus, it's gone. It'd just be. I feel like it's something that you see in movies or that you can not even like picture in real life. So if
Yeah.
it happened, I feel like you just be like, what the fuck, and just sit there forever, and then probably get eaten yourself because you're just staring at it.
It's so beautiful. So Cody's probably gonna hate me for this, but he told me to bring up I Am Legend. He said that you love that movie.
Oh yeah, he said he told you a lie. I fucking hate that movie.
I know that's what he said. He hated.
And I gave it a chance. It wasn't something I went into hating. I will be honest, I don't like Will Smith,
Yeah.
but that didn't stop me from liking it. Like I Robot is one of my favorite movies.
Yeah.
There's plenty of movies that I like with him in it. But yeah, that movie did fucking nothing for me. Which
I liked it. I didn't particularly like the ending.
that was my least favorite part.
Yeah.
It didn't ruin it for me, but that just kind of the reverse cherry on the top, I guess.
Have you read the book?
No, I knew it was a book, but
I haven't read it either.
yeah, there's some movies like that everybody freaks out about, and they just do nothing for me. And it's not even like a hype thing because I saw a movie right when it came out, so I didn't really. There wasn't hype behind it.
Yeah.
But another one of those is The Road. I don't know if you've seen that. I can't stand that movie.
I saw it, didn't like it.
Oh really?
I read the book, loved the book, hated the movie.
Yeah, it just was so depressing. Just nothing happened. Everybody's like, yeah, that's the point of it. I'm like, okay, well then I guess they did it well, but
Yeah.
that doesn't make for an exciting movie of me wanting to sit there just be depressed for 2.5 hours and not get much out of it.
Right. Yeah, the book was great. It was awesome, but very, very depressing. It's very dark book. Obviously, end of the world. So.
Yeah. No, I feel like I like movies like that, but those ones didn't do anything for me. Like The Book of Eli, I think is fucking fantastic
Yes.
and underrated, and
That's a movie I haven't seen in a while.
same here. I think it'd hold up though.
Yeah.
Obviously, part of it would be kind of ruined if you've already seen it once without spoiling anything.
Right. Honestly, I haven't seen it so long. If I watched it again, I probably wouldn't remember much because it's been
Oh,
such a
really?
long time since I've seen that movie.
You don't remember even the major thing that happens? I don't want to say it, but
Not really.
Oh, really?
I'm drawing blanks on it. I remember very little of it. Not because it wasn't. It was a good movie. It's just been a while since I've seen it. But
yeah, that's even more reason you should watch it, because the thing that is the craziest I definitely remember, so
yeah,
that would kind of not land again for me, but it definitely I think would be a solid movie still.
no, for sure. And now I have that huge 65-inch TV, so I have two of them, but so I can watch it on that. That'd be a great movie to watch on.
Yeah.
a big TV. So
Then next we usually get into our corrections, questions, and feedback. We don't have any, but if you had any, you can send to currentbackloggers@gmail.com. The only thing I know is these are new mics. I don't know if you heard us on the last episode. Ryan bought them for us.
oh, nice.
And so just give us more feedback if these are sounding any better, quiet, whatever.
yeah,
Because I I don't listen to these myself. I can't do it. I told you how I don't like my own voice, so
I'll probably definitely listen to this one though.
Will you?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, then you can help me right there. You can tell me if the mics sound better than before, or too quiet, or too loud, or whatever.
Yeah, I've been listening to, I would say, some of your guys' podcasts. I mostly listen to the Joe Rogan podcast. It's one of my favorites.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like the one thing we have an advantage over him is that we have a better setup and more professional, definitely.
Yeah.
Trying to say with a straight face.
Right. I was going to say a little more PG maybe, kind of.
Yeah, I don't even know about that. I started with the fucking Hitler line. So.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, you did start with that one.
And Cody told me something about like the first couple minutes is what YouTube scans to see if you went over the top. So I probably shouldn't have led with that. So we'll see if this episode even goes up or not.
Just send it to me.
Next, we can get into news. I only have a few things because I said I'm not going to do the complete normal show since Cody's not here, but I want to be able to talk about some things with you.
Sure.
So me and Cody have been talking about for a few weeks now. There's been a rumor that WB Games or AT&T was looking to sell their division of WB Games, which is Batman, Mortal Kombat, the new Harry Potter game. And there's rumors of it going to Activision or EA or Microsoft, and kind of just a rumor who is getting it. But then during the latest earnings call, AT&T said that they're not looking to sell the brand, so they're trying to keep WB Games, which for one is kind of sucks because people have been talking about this for months, and we've all been like, oh, who's it going to go to? And now it was all pointless because they're just going to keep it. But
oh, so they're not selling it now?
Yeah, that's at least from what they were saying, they're not going to sell it. But it sucks because it ruined all of our discussion and like where's it going to go. Mm-hmm. But also, I always thought it was weird they're going to sell it. I was like, that seems like such a moneymaker.
Yeah.
And the one thing that would have been definitely a downside if they did sell it was they said that the licenses wouldn't necessarily transfer over. So even if Microsoft or EA bought it, they wouldn't necessarily own Batman or Mortal Kombat or any of these games. They would just own the studios. And then people were saying some of the games in development might not ever come out. Like I don't know if you've heard, there's a massive Harry Potter game being made by WB.
I've heard that.
That's been made for like 5 years, so people think it's going to be something crazy and special.
Yeah.
But people are saying that if they did sell, that they think that game would never come out because they wouldn't be able to sell the rights to it. They would just be selling the studios. Mm. So I feel like that's definitely a benefit of it staying with AT&T, is that these games will hopefully come out and not the licenses won't be an issue.
Yeah. Plus AT&T has a lot of money or whatever, and I feel like they could put a lot of money into those kind of games anyway.
Oh, definitely.
So, yeah.
Then the next one was one that people have been kind of assuming for years and years, but Rocksteady, the studio that made the Arkham trilogy, officially announced the Suicide Squad game.
What?
Which, and I feel like that's a perfect fit. The Arkham games are awesome, and I feel like people kind of forget now, but Batman was kind of like a laughing stock of gaming because it was like the perfect gaming setup.
Yeah.
But everyone fucking butchered Batman games until Rocksteady made it a normal thing. Now everybody's just like, oh yeah, it's just another good Batman game. But that didn't used to be a thing.
Yeah.
And I think the world of Suicide Squad is so cool, and everybody just wanted them to keep making Batman games. And I feel like everybody just wants, I told Cody this, I feel like people don't know what they want. Like Henry Ford always said that. Have you heard this quote?
Mm-mm.
He always said that if you ask people what they wanted before he invented the car, that they would say a faster horse. And it's true because people just they can't think ahead to like something different.
Right.
And that would make sense if you had a horse. And, oh shit, I want a faster one.
Yeah.
Instead of being like, well, maybe the horse isn't the best thing and we can do something better or different than that.
Yeah.
Because what's in front of you, you just always picture a better version of that instead of realizing it can be something different.
Yeah. I was going to say, that's an interesting quote. I like that quote.
Yeah.
A lot. That's just so true, though, because, especially with the way like technology is now, I feel like people are always looking for its best thing, whatever, So.
Yeah. I mean, even, I'm not saying that like, oh, I think that way all the time now. I definitely do it myself. We all get trapped in that.
Oh, yeah.
Like, we all have iPhones or Androids and we just want the next best thing. But Just like when we used to have razors and always the coolest phones ever and keep getting smaller and smaller. And everybody's like, oh, these things are fucking stupid. We want smartphones because we got them now. But when the first iPhone came out, there were so many people mocking it. Why would you want something that doesn't have buttons on it? And why it doesn't fold up and it's not small at all? And now things are or the fucking watch. Even after that, people are like, that makes no sense. And now every brand has a watch, like a smart watch. Obviously, watches were always a thing. But,
well, I was just say Apple too is developing some kind of glasses, I think, or something, or Google maybe. So that would be interesting. I know Bose, they developed a pair of sunglasses that had speakers in them. And it sounds kind of crazy right now, but I mean, the future, that may actually be a legit thing.
Yeah.
And we maybe walk around with sunglasses with speakers in them.
Hopefully it's a speaker that's like personal to your ear. We already have too many motherfuckers walking around blaring their music for everybody here.
Right. No, it's just, I think it's just open. This is like, it's on the side of the glasses, so you probably hear it easily.
Yeah, I don't think I need that.
Down the street just doing it.
Then the next one was, I don't know if you know this. It's kind of a running joke that Ubisoft isn't making another Splinter Cell game, but they keep putting Sam Fisher in everything possible. And they added him, or they announced he'll be coming to Rainbow Six Siege. And it's like they're just a company trying to fucking troll everybody wants the next Splinter Cell game.
Yeah.
And they're doing anything but that, but making sure everybody knows that they know Splinter Cell still exists. Like, they put him in like 5 different games. They always tease him, but they don't fucking make a new Splinter Cell game. And it's just a next day in line with that.
Yeah, I feel like I haven't played much of the Splinter Cell, but yeah, they haven't like brought out a Splinter Cell game in a while.
No, I don't know when the last one would have been, but I would guess like 5 years.
Yeah.
But at least once a year, they show some way of showing him off and putting him into something, but not giving him his own game. So it's really pissing people off. Kind of just a running joke.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not even the biggest fan of him either. I like him, but
it was the first game I played on the 360.
Oh, was it
when
really?
I got it, yeah. I forget which Splinter Cell it was, but that was the first game I played when I got it.
Was that the one that had the multiplayer? That was like, I forget what they call it, Spies and Mercs, I think.
It might have been, yeah. I'd have to look up to see which Splinter Cell came around that time, because I only played the campaign, and I didn't play it if there was multiplayer. So.
Then the next biggest news the biggest news and the last piece of news is something you mentioned earlier, which is Halo Infinite being delayed until 2021.
Tears coming down my face.
Yeah, it's so depressing.
It's so depressing. I mean, that was going to be like the game you know to buy and have for your new Xbox, and I feel like it's just kind of taking a lot of steam out of the new Series X, in my opinion. But I mean, there's still a lot of good games that are going to be for it, but I just feel like Halo Infinite was the rock that was going to hold the Series X down, basically, or make it sell. So.
No, I agree. I actually question if I'm gonna get a Series X at launch now. I'm not taking one of these weird stances people do. I'm definitely gonna buy it. It's just a matter of time. But
if I have the extra money, I will. If I don't, I'll probably wait because, you can still play some of the games. I think they said they're gonna have like most of the games are gonna be available on Xbox One X.
Yeah, they said that they won't have an actual Xbox Series X exclusive for at least 2 years.
Yeah,
so
correct.
That's why I was already debating. I was like, I don't even know if I need to buy this system then. You can literally play Halo and everything on this. But the one reason I was going to is because I'm still rocking original Xbox One.
Right.
So for me, even getting a Series or a S or X is already a jump.
Yeah.
But then if I get the Series X, that's a massive jump from what I have because I have the oldest Xbox there is right now. So,
and the Xbox One X is really a step up.
Oh yeah.
And so I can't wait until eventually the Series X comes out and stuff like that. Just seeing the One X from the original Xbox One was amazing. So.
Yeah, so that's why I was willing to do it just for that jump alone because I want to play Halo at its most potential and be able to play it at its best. But now that Halo is not launching with it, I don't know if I need this thing at launch. There's nothing that I need it for, and I can wait till ever Halo comes out and potentially find a deal if they're trying to market it.
Yeah.
Or even better, something I was worried about if I did buy it at launch is they come out with a Halo exclusive Xbox later.
That's true.
which I think is definitely a possibility, especially with it being delayed. And I'm like, oh shit, I already bought this. I'm not going to spend all the money to get a new one.
Exactly.
But if I wait, I might be able to buy Halo bundled with a exclusive like Xbox or Halo themed Xbox.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm leaning towards now, which is depressing because I was looking forward to getting a new console
Same.
and the excitement of waiting in line.
Same. I was going to pre-order and everything.
Yeah.
And now I'm kind of like, you know.
Yeah, and I want a PS5, but same thing with that. I'm going to get that at a different time, definitely not before the Xbox. But it's also depressing because I have a shitload of GameStop gift cards saved up, and I want to use them before they potentially go out of business.
Yes, yeah, you better.
And the Xbox was going to be my thing that I dropped that on.
Yeah.
I think they'll stay in business at least till Halo comes out because I think the consoles are going to give GameStop a huge boost for the next year or so at least. So I don't think I'm in much danger, but I would have felt more comfortable if I knew it was going to be in November, which is what we'll get to in a minute when they announce a new console. But yeah, I don't really get the point of the delay. I know they said it was for COVID and other reasons, which for one, again, we're talking about COVID. I told you this comes up.
Every time. You can't skip it.
But for one, I feel like I told Cody early on, he agreed too. It wasn't like some crazy I thought I had. The companies are going to use that to their advantage so much to just say it's because of COVID, which some of the time I'm sure it is, but also it's a perfect cover-up because nobody's going to judge you if you say that. It's kind of like if you're like, yeah, we did it because of COVID. And, oh, did you? And then you will be a bad person if you say that. So it's like the perfect cover-up to be able to get more time for something if you want it. But then they did even, like I said, acknowledge that it was for other reasons too, which tells me that the other reasons are all the backlash they're getting from the reaction to Halo Infinite.
And I saw that on Podcast Unlocked.
Oh, did they say that?
That people were saying that they were thinking that maybe it was from all the backlash they were getting too.
Yeah, which, for one, I'm bummed that they're not sticking to their gun because they obviously believed in it and thought it was good enough.
Yeah.
And also we were months away from it coming out, so the very small details people were attached to were so ridiculous in the first place.
Yeah.
Which is my biggest issue with the delay. It's not even that I'm bummed I don't get and everything. It's that I feel like definitely part of the delay is a negative reaction to the graphics and these like very small texture pop-ins and bad screenshots when even though if you watch the demo you didn't see any of that shit and it didn't bother you.
Right.
But
and I feel like graphics aren't the it doesn't have to be everything for me.
No,
the gameplay and the campaign and the multiplayer are big for me. I don't need top of the line graphics for myself. I want a good game. So that works.
No, I'm with you. I think some games it definitely makes more of a difference. Like The Last of Us is going for like a realistic vibe,
right?
So something like that makes sense. And then that actually brings me to the example with Halo. Everybody's showing screenshots of The Last of Us 2 compared to Halo Infinite. And it did look better if you're just judging graphic-wise. Everybody's like, this on last gen, so imagine how bad Halo looks. But people are also ignoring there's a completely different art style there. It looks better because it's going for a realistic theme.
Right.
But Halo is going for a very particular art style of trying to get the original art style, like Halo 1 art style, and modernize it. And I feel like they fucking nailed that.
Yeah.
So
I agree. I totally agree.
So I think it would look really weird if they looked like Last of Us characters in Halo. You'd be like, what the hell? This looks so off-putting, and they should not look this realistic because it's kind of cartoonish in its nature.
Yeah.
And I also, my point with bringing up the graphics and all that is that I feel like that definitely is part of the delay, and it's frustrating because I feel like nothing's going to satisfy those kind of people. So I feel like you're delaying it just to have people be mad at you again. They're going to be like, okay, but look how the very small increments you did to make this better and have a side-by-side screenshots of it, and you're never going to make those people happy.
And that's the thing too, is some people just they have a lot to complain about, or they find stuff to complain about, just small stuff like that. And that's why I said, I made that comment, for me, gameplay and multiplayer and campaign are bigger than graphics for me. So depending on the game, of course.
Yeah.
But I feel like with Halo, if the graphics were what people were complaining about, I feel like that's such a small thing in terms of how great the game was probably going to be, when it came out, when it was supposed to come out. So
I also I'm worried because all they said was a delay to 2021, which I feel like the fair assumption should be like springtime. I think that's a fair amount of extension for them to have.
Yeah.
But also not to come out a fucking year from now, because
Right.
I have a bad feeling it's going to be fall of next year.
That's how I feel too.
Yeah, which means we're more than a year away from this game, which the one criticism I can have that I think is fair about Halo is that they did have, by the time this would have came out originally, more than half a decade, which is the longest period of time they had between Halos.
Mm-hmm.
And even though I was okay with it, I did think Halo needed to do something crazy to get all the win people back that
Right.
have fallen off of Halo, and I don't think the demo did that, aside from the graphics and all that. Just what they showed, it looked like more amazing, modernized Halo, which is fine by me.
Yeah, I agree.
But I feel like was not going to do anything to pull those people in. So that is the one confusing part that I have, that I don't know how they had this much time, and they're Microsoft's biggest studio, and I'm sure they have to know that they need these people back, and they can't just have the same Halo audience. I don't see how they weren't prepared to be able to, because even if you say COVID, that was within the last year, so you still had 4 other years to plan for this and prepare for it. So
I feel like it's a cover. I think you're right. It feels like it's a cover to me for the other stuff. So
I guess we'll see. Then, like I said, once I saw that, I was like, oh shit, I have a feeling this console's not even coming out this year. Then I thought the console would get delayed, but then Microsoft confirmed that it will be November of this year, unless they go back on that. But because my assumption was, once I saw Halo, they said all along this is a launch game. So I was like, we're just minutes away from the announcement that the console's getting delayed too. But then they said November, and I was like, all right. They could still take it back, obviously, because they said during the Halo demo that it will come out this year, and then weeks later they say it's delayed.
So do you think because of, and I say you don't want to bring this up a lot, but do you think,
I don't care.
Because of COVID, do you think it'll harm the sales of the Xbox, or do you think they'll do actually better?
I thought it would, and actually all along I thought these consoles weren't coming out this year, even though they kept saying that even before the Halo delay, because I thought they would use that COVID to an excuse, and I thought this might even be a valid one, because I didn't know if they could manufacture all that stuff and get it going.
Yeah.
And then if they did, I wondered if people actually had the money to afford these things.
Yeah.
And let me pull
That's a big one too, because a lot of people are unemployed right now.
Yeah.
So.
Which let me pull it up. I was going to talk to Cody when he was on, but you brought up sales numbers, so we're just going to get into it right now.
Let's do it.
Because I had the same thought, and all along I said I thought they would get delayed for that reason, but there's been some crazy shit that I've been seeing that says otherwise, so says I'm wrong. So this was a week ago. Nintendo just reported a wild 428 surge in profits thanks to the lockdown gaming boom. And then
Sheesh. That's a huge jump.
Yeah. And then this is kind of before COVID as well, obviously, but Nintendo Switch hits 61.4 million sold, and Animal Crossing tops 22.4 million, which that makes, 61.4 makes it the third best-selling Nintendo system of all time already, and the Wii sold 101 million. Jeez. So it's going to outsell that in a matter of time.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So that's going back before COVID.
Right.
But for one, that just shows how crazy the sales on Nintendo are and the Switch, and then also how fucking crazy the attach rate is on Animal Crossing. I don't know if people know gaming enough to follow that kind of stuff. They might be like, well, there's 61 million, only 22 million sold. That's not that crazy. But attach rates for games are so low unless you're like the highest game, and even if you are, you're not anywhere close to that. So the fact that many people have bought one game is fucking crazy. But
I know I've definitely spent a lot more money. I had the Game Pass, so I just download games and play from that. Yeah. But I spent a lot more money on streaming services and movies and stuff like that. Probably more than I ever have. Because of it's so boring being stuck inside. So
trying to find it. Just 1 second.
So yeah, it's crazy, but definitely not shocking with with the sales numbers. So
yeah. Um, okay, here it is. So, like I said, Animal Crossing, that first Nintendo part was COVID related, but the other one's kind of just a fucking crazy number about the sales. But this one's directly related to COVID more so.
Mm.
It says Sony's quarter two earnings reveal PS4 games rocketed 83% during COVID, and sales for the console doubled from what they were at the same time period last year. Which if anything, console sales start to slow down at this point because they've been out for so long that everybody starts having them.
Right.
That's not a double in the overall number, obviously, but like the sales compared to that time last year were double the amount.
That's crazy.
So, yeah, I definitely thought it would harm it, but after seeing all that shit, I think it's going to do the opposite, and that these consoles might just sell out and be fucking crazy for a little bit.
Yeah.
I do think people are probably still going to buy the Xbox, but I'm very confused by Microsoft's management of it now.
Yeah.
Like I said, the biggest fucking sale was Halo, and then you delayed that, so like I said, I figured the console was next, and then you don't do that, so I don't know if the Xbox is going to have issues, or people are just still going to buy it because it wants a new thing.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, personally, like I said, if I have the money, I'll probably buy it, but... Yeah, I don't know. I had the Xbox One X. If they're not going to have any exclusives for the first 2 years, I mean, it's kind of...
Yeah.
It's not pointless, but it's almost like, do you really need to upgrade right away? Or, so.
That's why I'm confused about Microsoft's whole handling of it. I know that they're trying to be a company that you can just kind of play on whatever device you have, which makes sense. That because eventually it does seem like consoles, unfortunately, are not going to be a thing. It's just going to kind of be whatever you have, you play on.
Yeah.
Or like whatever device you have, you play your thing on. Like Microsoft will play on everything, and Sony's not really doing it yet, aside from PlayStation now with PS4 and PC. But I feel like that's the way things are trending, definitely. So I get it long term, but in the short term, they are still trying to sell a console.
Right.
And it feels like they're kind of undercutting themselves and trying to not sell it by delaying Halo and making it so there's no exclusives for 2 years.
Yeah.
And then saying that every Microsoft exclusive will be on PC, which not most people play on it, but pretty much everybody can agree the PC has better graphics and all the tech and everything they care about, or that a lot of people care about. So it feels like they're kind of trying to sell themselves out of selling the system, which is so weird to... I don't really get it.
Yeah, I didn't really get it either. I think if they want to sell Sony, they probably have to lower their price below what Sony's selling the PS5 for.
Yeah.
Because I can't see any other way now that they've delayed Halo, for them to really beat Sony for the first year at least in console sales. So.
Yeah, that's a rumor, and kind of my speculation all along is that because at this point normally we have release dates and numbers of how much console are going to be and everything. We have fucking none of that aside from Microsoft saying November finally, but that is very...
We're what, 3 months out from console launch?
So I feel like they're trying to just fucking battle as long as they can to not announce the price to try and undercut the other one.
Yeah.
But then there's also the
probably
rumor...
wait up to the day before release. Stupid it out.
There also... is a rumor, and it seems like kind of verified at this point, all but verified, that Microsoft has a second console coming out, not sex console. A second console that is going to be like the Series S, they call it, and it's going to be, they said, the cheapest next-gen system ever made. So if that's the case, I can see that definitely selling well.
Oh, yeah.
Especially for... I love physical games. I love having the options and everything, but there's so many people care less and just want the cheapest thing, and people just want to play their Fortnite and whatever. That, especially parents that go to buy a system if they see a $500 PS5 and then an Xbox that's $250 because you don't have any of the hardware or anything. If it really is going to be that cheap, every parent's going to go, well, we'll just fucking take that thing. It's half the price. We'll take that, and it's new.
Yeah.
But I find it hard to believe they're really going to make it as cheap as they're saying, but if they do, I think that could definitely be a big factor into it.
I mean, I feel like, it's a good move by Microsoft, and I heard some speculation by, from Sony that they're doing something similar too. Don't know how true those rumors are, but it kind of reminds me a little bit of Apple with, they're releasing like 4 different iPhones in this year. You know, so it's kind of nice to have that long range of the lower end to the higher end. You can spend what you want. You can still play your Xbox games if you want to play them on this console. You can, or if you want to spend a little more money, you play on this console. So I think it's a good move by Microsoft for sure to release 2 consoles.
Yeah,
especially right now.
Yeah, the rumor is that there's going to be some event this month, but we're already almost halfway through the month, and there hasn't been any announcement of it. So unless they just kind of drop it like, hey, this is next week or something,
right?
Then and if they don't, I'm even more confused. Kind of when the hell they're going to be able to announce this. We're months away from it, so you're going to have some event to announce this thing if it's going to be announced.
Yeah, it's crazy right now that we haven't had. We have so little information on this stuff, and like I said, we're 3 months out from
it's
release.
Fucking bonkers.
So weird.
That's all the news I got, though. Normally we do our media pickups here. Any games or movies or technology bought recently? I haven't bought anything. And I mean, for you can kind of do whatever because you've never been on here. So
yeah. I don't think I'm trying to think if I've recently bought anything. I bought the 2 TVs. I bought a 65-inch OLED C9. Absolutely beautiful TV. Love playing games on it. The TV I bought before that was the Sony X950G, and I bought that during the Super Bowl sale, and bought that for the Super Bowl and video games. And then I was like, I need a new TV for my bedroom, so I went big and got that 65-inch C9 on sale. So I love it. That's the 2 most recent things I've bought so far.
I gotcha.
Yep.
This is usually more Cody's part. If you've ever seen it, he like every week or so, I'll have one thing, and he's like, "Oh shit, let me tell you," and he's just like next half hour, he's talking about all his media pickups. It's like running jokes. I'm gonna stop myself wet next week though. And he's like, "Oh, it didn't work. Let me get the list out," and he just starts scrolling through shit. Oh Jesus, I don't know how you have space for all this stuff.
He buys a lot of stuff. He buys a lot of I think he buys like old technology and stuff. I think.
Yeah, no, it's cool. You
it's
see.
Just,
how relatively little amount I have around here. I can't imagine if I had all that shit.
Oh yeah, I know. I don't have very much room in my apartment, and so I'm trying to I told Cody, I said, hey buddy, I said if you want to come over and help me out, and you can too if you guys want to look through some electronics I have. I'm gonna try to get rid of like a lot of electronics.
Okay.
I have a lot of old PS2 games, PS1 games, PS1 systems.
Yeah, Cody probably snatched everything for.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah, I told him, I was like, dude, if you want to, I was like, all I need is your help moving this stuff and getting it out of here of the closet. Because I'm possibly going to move again here in a couple months, so we'll see. But some things are playing out right now. So,
what you've been playing lately?
So I started playing the campaigns again. I was gonna wait for you, but I had to play a little bit of the first Halo because they put it all in HDR. I was telling you, and I was like, man, I really need to see this, like all the all the brightness and stuff like that. So, I'm playing a lot of Halo, the Call of Duty Black Ops 4.
Are you just playing Battle Royale when we were playing, or were you actually doing more than that?
I do online multiplayer. I play a lot of what's called Hardpoint.
Yeah.
It's kind of like King of the Hill.
Okay.
It's similar to that. That's a really fun game. But I couldn't really get into Modern Warfare. I like Warzone, but I couldn't really get into the multiplayer aspects of the team deathmatch and stuff like that for Modern Warfare. So it's just 2 different games.
Yeah.
2 different styles, 2 different companies that are putting that game out. So
I gotcha.
Yep.
That's all for you recently, though?
Yeah, that's all for me.
All right. Recently for me has been Warzone with you and a couple other friends.
Mm-hmm.
Haven't played Call of Duty in a shitload of time before that, actually. But they did a cool update where they added a lot to Battle Royale and finally opened up the stadium, which was cool. That was something that, for the first time I played, I was like, oh my god, we got to drop to the stadium. That sounds awesome.
Oh, you couldn't do it at first?
No, you could drop there, but it was enclosed. It wasn't wrecked like that. So yeah, I was like, what the fuck? They have this giant fucking landmark that everybody was going to go to, and it's just an empty or closed off building. I was like, this is so dumb. So
was there any weapons in there or anything in the building?
There wasn't. You couldn't even go in the building at all. It was just all the doors were closed. And
That's what you mean.
Yeah, so it's fucking weird, and nobody else seemed to care, or at least I thought nobody cared, but obviously other people were saying it that weren't around me because they changed the updates. I imagine that other people were thinking that was an odd decision.
Yeah, Warzone's a blast.
Yeah,
I loved it playing the other night with you and Pickles.
Yeah, it was a good time.
It was a good time.
Besides that, I've been playing a whole lot of Fall Guys. I think I told you about this game. Have you seen it?
No.
it's so much fucking fun. Right now, I think it's only on Steam and then PS4, and they gave it away on PlayStation Plus,
Okay.
which is a really smart decision because it's a battle royale, but not in. I know it's like a bad thing to say that now, even though I like battle royales.
Right.
Everybody's like, "Oh boy, here we
I
go."
know.
But I feel like saying it's a battle royale is kind of not doing justice because it's battle royale in the sense that there's a lot of people.
Mhm.
It's 60 people per round, but it's literally completely different than any battle royale. It's a racing game, but not with cars. It's like kind of like Wipeout or
Like
Doritos.
Demolition Derby or something? Or...
No, not that.
Not
It's
that.
it's little people running around.
Oh,
So it's like
gotcha. Okay.
so it's like Ninja Warrior or Wipeout
Yeah.
or if you ever played the perfect example I had, but not many people played it, the 360 game called Doritos Crash Course.
Yeah.
It's like that, but 60 people all running through this map at the same time.
What's
And
it called again?
Fall Guys.
Fall Guys. I might play. I might check that out. That sounds
Yeah,
fun.
I know it's only on those right now, but I don't see why it wouldn't be coming to Xbox. It's not
Yeah.
an exclusive as far as I know.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, you said it was on PlayStation 4.
But yeah, I don't think that's like a final thing. I think they just got it first to be able
Yeah.
to put it on PlayStation Plus. But my worry with it was that battle royales are so hard to keep an audience because you already need by default a massive amount of people to just play one game, let alone keeping games and games going.
Yep.
That PlayStation Plus I thought was the perfect place for it because I think it's gonna be like $20. I was like, this game looks fun, but I feel like it might have the issue where it's fun and then a week from now nobody's on there.
Yeah.
And I think PlayStation Plus did help, but I didn't see this coming. Even kind of talking this game up, I will be honest, and didn't say I didn't see it coming. It's fucking become like a phenomenon now,
Yeah.
and it's the new Twitch like hot streaming game.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and everybody's fucking playing it. It said on Sony or PlayStation alone, it said they already have 7 million players playing it,
Sheesh.
and I'm sure Steam's even higher because there's such a bigger audience there.
Yeah.
So I'm sure it'll be like one of those things that everybody loves it for a little bit, and then in 2 months everybody's like, "Oh, you're playing Fall Guys," because people put way too much time into something. But for
So I
me,
kind of feel like having like PUBG.
yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
But same thing with that. I feel like people go way too hard on stuff and then just make fun of it because people stop doing it.
Mm.
For me, I will always go back to stuff. Like if you guys want to play PUBG, I would still play that. I'm
Yeah.
sure it'd be fun.
I still would too. I haven't played in a long time.
Yeah, I feel like people just focus way too hard on something and then say it sucks because they spent too much time with it. Like Fall Guys, I'm playing a lot right now because it's new. But even after like a few days, I won't stop playing it, but it'll just kind of be like another game in my rotation of games.
Right.
I feel like other people just fucking play it to death and then, yeah, it's just
You
not
burn
fun
out on
anymore. Yeah, well, you kind of do it to yourself. It's not really the game.
Exactly.
But, yeah, maybe I can show you a game before you leave.
Yeah.
It's, the art style is really, like, cutesy and silly.
Yeah.
And, did you ever play Gang Beast when you were here? That, like, blob game where you try and kill each other. The physics are all fucking crazy and...
Nah, maybe. I might have. If I have, it's probably been a while.
Yeah, because like I said, the best way I can describe it is something like, well, definitely Crash Course if you play that, but if not,
Yeah.
more common things like Wipeout, Hole in the Wall, that kind of thing. But then art style of like Gang Beast and the physics of Gang Beast.
Yeah.
So it's fucking madness, but it's a good time. I've only won once, but it was probably like my 10th game in. So you know how rewarding battle royales are.
Oh, yeah.
So it was a shitload of fun, especially winning that early. I didn't expect it to be. I thought it'd be like fucking days and days of playing that game before I ever got a win in it.
Yeah.
But besides that, we played a little more of our Madden franchise, and I got destroyed in my first week, but my second week I destroyed myself. So
Yeah.
yeah, so getting a little better there. And then besides that,
What about I don't mean to interrupt you, but
oh no, you're good.
What if the NFL does play? Are we still doing fantasy football again this year?
Well, we definitely are if they give us enough notice. My worry is that even if a season happens, that nothing's really going to be concrete and figured out till it's too late to be able to get everybody together because you know how long it takes to get everybody's money and everybody's
That's true.
in the
yeah.
league and everything. And then even if we do, I'm still okay to do it, but
We could do it with like out money, if it
Yeah.
we can't get everybody together, we just do it for fun.
yeah, because even if it does happen, I'll do it. But I feel like there's going to be a lot of, not fishy stuff because none of us have control over it, but kind of shitty stuff happening because injuries were always a thing. But I feel like this year you could draft a player and they're like, yeah, he's not playing this week because of this and
Yeah.
of COVID or concerns or whatever. And I feel like
It'd be
things
more
are way
difficult.
more inconsistent. And usually like I said, injuries are a thing, but generally you'd be like, I'm going to draft this guy, his bye week's this week, and I should have him for the season. And if injury happens, you're like, oh, shit. But I feel like this is so unpredictable and does kind of fuck things up. Or we usually do pick 'em too, where you pick every game every week. And that even more so could get fucked up as they're just like doing like the MLB has done, where this game's postponed or this game's not happening. I don't know what the hell would happen with it. Something I pick them if that would fuck up the whole system or not.
Yeah, that's true. That would really suck, because if your team, let's say the game was canceled or postponed or whatever, what would you do?
Yeah.
You know, so.
But no, I definitely hope we're able to. I'd love to do both those, and as much as I want football to happen, I'm fucking missing those things too.
Oh, I know. I was so looking forward, especially after the bad fantasy football. I had a really bad year last year. It was terrible. I had the best draft out of everybody according to the app, and I did terrible that season.
I've been there. I know how that goes. Well, actually, since you brought up football, I can get back to what I'm playing in a minute. How do you feel about the Big Ten? And it seems like eventually all leagues announcing that there might be college athletics this season or this year.
I'm kind of split about it. I know why they did it, but at the same time, I know a lot of players, how important this is to them, and they've been training for it, obviously, for like the entire year, to play football, in the fall. And I feel like it's kind of like the worst for them. They get the hardest part of it, have their, season canceled because of everything that's going on. So,
yeah, I'm kind of, I'd say maybe in the middle. I feel like I was in the middle, but I feel like I definitely changed my tone a little and went to a different side more, because initially, obviously, I was just pissed because I wanted a season, and I was bummed about that.
Yeah.
But then everybody's like, well, you're kind of rude for saying that, and you don't care about these. They always say these kids when they're talking about like this. These kids, you're just putting them in. Yeah, you're putting them in danger. You don't care about them. You just care about your football. Yeah. And then I was like, well, I mean, I guess, for one, wording as kids when normally you just call them grown men otherwise.
Right.
You're also already setting up one side of your argument by calling them kids like they're innocent and they can't do anything. But
they can't make their own decisions
or whatever. But then like I said, from the other side, I could see how it could be messed up to kind of just be like, football is important and it's a big money maker, so you still got to do this for us.
Yeah.
But then, my tone completely changed from that side, being on that side at all, when it seemed like majority of players were like, no, we want to play. And everybody's still like, no, you're just being greedy because you don't care about the kids. You got to protect them.
Yeah.
I'm like, what? The same kids you're talking about saying they wanting to play. So
exactly, yeah.
You don't,
they're vocal about it too.
Yeah, so it's not about football and it's not about protecting the kids like you're trying to present it, because these kids are like, no, we want to do it. And you're like, oh, no, trust us, you don't want to do it. No, we want to do it.
Yeah, like, we want to play. No, we can't play.
Yeah, I feel like this is just how most things go right now. Like the Redskins, like majority of Native Americans, like, we don't care. And then white and black people are like, oh, no, you do care. Trust us.
Right.
No, we don't care. But no, you have to care. We're offended for you. No, we don't fucking care.
Yeah. That's how I feel too. I feel like I was talking about earlier. Some people are just they get so up in arms about certain words and stuff like that. And definitely with everything going on, if you're not offended by something that other people think you should be offended by, I mean you're dragged through the streets. And, you have to be offended. Yeah,
which is so weird when I said, because if a lot of the college players are like, I don't feel comfortable playing and I don't feel safe, then I'll be like, okay, that argument has a lot more weight to it, because these are people saying it. But when the majority of people are saying it, or people are telling you just care about football and they're trying to care about the kids, they're obviously just caring about what they care about and not football or the kids, as they say.
Yeah.
And I think that would still have some weight to it, the other side, if they were forced to play, because you can be like, a lot of people are vocal, but you're missing like people that aren't vocal that probably are scared and don't want to play.
Yeah.
But they also have the option to opt out, so I think that argument even falls apart, because it's not like they're forced to play, or it's not like the NFL where they have a contract, even though even in the NFL people are allowed to opt out. But I'm saying there's literally no contract that makes them play.
Yeah.
And people are like, but they only get paid. It's not the NFL. But they're also ignoring the fact that these people get full rides and scholarships and all these things that people don't get. So, yeah, I think it's fucking weird and doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah, and like I could understand if the coaches and the players were very vocal and said, we really don't want to play, we don't feel safe. I get it, but when you have a majority of players and coaches that are on the news saying, "Hey, we want to play for a championship, we want to do this and that," let them play. Let them play.
Like I say, especially because you have the choice to opt out, so it's not like just because they're the majority they get to rule it. Those people that don't want it still don't have to and aren't losing anything from not doing it because it's their choice.
Yeah.
And then everybody's like, yeah, but think about those players alone. There's like 100 players in the stadium, and they can spread it, and they're going to other people. I was like, okay, but none of us should be going to any job or anything then because we're all doing that. It's just another thing that would be that. And I know everybody's like, well, yeah, if the SEC said they're still playing all these things, I think it's unfortunately it's a matter of time till I think it's a domino effect and just delaying thing. I don't think there's any way that certain conferences play.
Right.
I did think there was a possibility when the ACC was or the MAC was the first one.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, I see smaller conferences dropping out and then the Big Ten, SEC, all the big ones playing.
Yeah.
So that makes sense for the smaller schools that aren't big money makers in college or football or even lose money.
Right.
Why they wouldn't want to. But I feel like for colleges that have a lot more money and be able to set up a lot better for testing and can get a lot of money from it still, because that's the other thing that people just always like to set it up, like I said, one-sided, but you're also ignoring the fact that all this money is being lost for the state, the college, everyone.
Yeah.
And
it's they were saying in the news like how big the loss was going to be, like in the billions. Yeah. And
then they're also this fall letting at least 40,000 students back on campus and everybody's like, well, yeah, but that's school. No, everybody's picks and chooses what they want, why it's okay and why it's not. How is 40,000 people being around each other and in dorms and definitely partying and all these things? How is that going to cause less spread than 100 people that are in a controlled environment with no fans on top of it?
Yeah.
It's fucking crazy to me.
It's ridiculous, I think. And I think the media has people so scared and so just, nobody knows what to do. So it's just, it's just crazy.
No, I definitely agree.
It's very crazy.
We'll see. I know they're talking about maybe doing a spring season, which would be weird, but
yeah, it would be very weird.
Especially because I don't know what that means. I don't know if Justin Fields and whatever, it's going to have to be Ohio State. That's what comes to my mind because it's our team. But
well, I was looking forward to working the football games too, because I do parking.
Yeah.
And that was going to be my extra income. I use a lot of that extra income for like when Christmas comes around. A few months afterwards. So.
Yeah, I mean, I get where you're coming from. It's pretty selfish, though, because think about the kids.
Think about the kids, man. Gotta think about the kids. It's always about the kids, man.
No, but, yeah, I don't see any way there's a season this year, maybe spring, but even that, like, I don't know what the fuck that means, because Justin Fields and all these people that are eligible for the draft, their draft is probably the same season, like not obviously the same year, but I'm saying literally the same season of the year.
Yeah.
So I don't know if they're allowed to play or if they wouldn't because they're risking millions and millions of dollars. So I don't know what that season even looks like. And like I said, I don't see any scenario where there is a season this year. I know certain conferences are pushing like there is. And,
and that's why I said earlier, I understood why they did it, because they didn't want to be the last person on the last conference to be like, oh yeah, we did it, because then people would be like, well, you didn't do it soon enough.
Yeah.
You can't please everyone.
Oh,
you just can't.
Yeah.
So.
And then natural segue. The only other thing I've been playing this week was the Master Chief Collection, which never gets old. I can always love Halo. Yeah.
Oh, same here.
Especially the Game Pass is already a fucking, well, I should say it differently. Master Chief Collection is already such a fucking ridiculous value on its own, just buying the game.
Oh, yeah.
But then if you include that on if you have Game Pass and you don't have Master Chief Collection, these things are fucking, if you're a regular gamer, are kind of silly not to buy. You'll save so much fucking money.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And that's why I have Game Pass.
Yeah.
Because it's such a, it's amazing.
Yeah.
You save a lot of money, obviously. So, yeah.
So what have you been watching lately?
I just finished Space Force. Hilarious show. Yep.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I love that show.
Me and Daniel only watched the first episode, and It wasn't bad, but I only like smiled a few times, and I was like, oh man, that's
Episode 2 is better.
really okay.
Way better.
We didn't stop watching because of that. There's just so much to
Yeah.
watch that we're like, we'll get back to it.
Yeah.
But that excites me, and that's why I said at the time, I was like, there's only one episode, and I want to keep watching, but yeah, I just watching it, I smiled a couple times, but I thought I'd be fucking losing my mind. I was like, this sounds like such a perfect setup,
Yeah.
like Office style, but Space Force.
Right.
But
It gets better and it gets funnier in my opinion.
okay,
I've watched the whole thing and it does get better.
okay,
So,
cool.
Yeah. Because I didn't like the first episode either, and I ended up not watching the show for a little while
All right.
after I'd watched the first episode. So I was like, it was okay. But yeah, it gets better.
Okay.
But no, other than that, I think I might start. I need to finish the last season of Lost.
Yeah, you do.
I need to do that. What else have I been watching? Just random stuff on Netflix. Just whatever's on Netflix, really. Just keep me occupied.
Nothing really catching your attention, like something that stuck out or not well known, or
I haven't had anything really catch my attention on Netflix as much as a show called Ozark.
oh yeah,
Yeah, that show was like probably one of like, so like Breaking Bad I binge watched, Ozark I binge watched, but I really don't want I binge watch too many shows. I have to really something has to really capture my attention just for me to binge watch it. So
yeah, I hear you.
no, I recently just been watching a lot of just movies and stuff. Watched the Jurassic Park movies again. I'm just so bored, so I just kind of been watching old stuff.
Yeah,
Watching Apocalypse Now. I don't know if you've ever seen that movie. Great movie.
that's
Martin Sheen's in that one.
I seen. I couldn't tell you anything about it though.
Yeah, it's an older movie. I think it came
Yeah.
out in like the 70s or something like that.
Yeah.
Great movie. Long movie. It's like 3 hours long, but great. So I'm watching that.
I gotcha.
Yep.
This week for me, I watched with you tonight. I watched Lost. We finished season 3, and
Great season finale, by the way.
Yeah. I was about to talk about fucking spoil, so we'll do it
Yeah.
off camera. But yeah, Lost is so good, and
It is.
the music in it is fucking great, and makes the scenes so much more impactful. And
Yeah.
I feel like it sounds corny, but I feel like you actually feel it. Like, oh man, because they hit all the right notes at the right time when
Yep.
like somebody's dying or something sad's happening or something happy or emotional.
Yep.
It's just the music ties it all together with how great the acting is and the compelling story and the twist and the mystery. It's just everything I want in a show.
It's a great show. I feel like I get attached to the characters in the show a lot, and so I don't want to spoil anything, but I definitely get attached to the characters a lot.
No, me and Cody talk about it every week, and I always tell him I'm not trying to not add to it, but I feel like every time I talk about Lost, I'm just like, yeah, I like it, because I'm like, if I say one thing, I know I'm just going to go on a tangent and
Yep.
spoil the whole thing.
Same here.
But besides that, I've been watching more Red vs. Blue. I talked last week about how I was getting back into it.
Love that show.
And this week we'll watch season 6, 7, and 8,
Yeah.
which I think 7 is the last one I saw because 8 doesn't seem familiar anymore. I didn't know where I actually left off is part of the reason I started at the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
And I had a worry that this show would, as it got, you probably know, it got so much more fucking crazy popular and well known.
Yeah.
And watching the earlier seasons, I forgot how offensive they were and how they would not hold up at all anymore now. Like they do for me, but I mean, as far as like what's okay, because it was even funnier now actually because you don't see shit like that anymore.
Oh yeah.
And unfortunately, I feel like
It's not a very PC show.
no,
For sure.
I feel like as the seasons go on, they definitely get away from that, which is unfortunate. They don't abandon it though, which I appreciate. There is some stuff like that, and part of it I feel like isn't even intentional. Like they're trying to be PC. I think some of it is natural because the later they get, definitely the better the art style is, and the way they know how to shoot it and everything is so much more impressive.
Yeah.
And it kind of becomes more of like an action show and like a storyline, which is cool, and like I said, just judging by art style and like how they shoot and everything, there's no argument that it's better in that sense. But to me, the story and the art and the crazy fights and everything were always a backseat to the ridiculous banter and offensive stuff. So it's still enjoyable, but I feel like definitely a different sense and not as much so. But I know they've done multiple seasons past this, so I'm just judging from where I'm at now. And also, weird enough, in season 8, there's a huge fucking Lost spoiler. So if you haven't finished Lost and you have to actually finish Lost, this would be a spoiler for you.
Yeah.
So don't watch season 8 of Rivers Blue if you haven't finished Lost, which is a weird connection to what I just said.
Well, I definitely need to finish it up then.
Yeah.
I just lost it. So I can watch it. Is it
Yeah.
still on Netflix? Is Red vs. Blue on Netflix? Or do you
I'm
know?
not sure. I bought this really cool Blu-ray pack that has the first 10 seasons, so that's how I've been watching it. But I know it was on Netflix, so it might still be on there.
Yeah, I need to check and see if it's on there because I need something new to watch at work. So.
If not, you can definitely borrow that set.
Oh, yeah.
If you got a Blu-ray player, but if I can have an Xbox.
Yep.
So yeah, you can definitely borrow that if you want.
Yeah. Sweet.
Then besides that, been watching the CBJ fucking dominate when I can.
Yep.
So
go CBJ.
Yeah. So game 4 was about depressing as it could be.
Yeah.
That was a game that they went up 3-0, I think it was.
Yep.
And then four unanswered goals, right?
Yep.
And it was
I didn't see the game live,
so
I don't know how bad it was, but I kept track of the score and I was like, this is not going so well.
Yeah, it was fucking crushing, but
that had to be very depressing, that game.
yeah.
That game.
Definitely one thing that I've always noticed and just amplified this series is how fucking annoying Ohio fans are, and that's coming from somebody, mainly an Ohio fan.
Right.
But I've always said the most annoying fans in college football are, in order, Michigan, SEC fans as a whole, and then Ohio State, which I know.
SEC fans. Yeah.
I was going to say Alabama, but you can fucking include almost all
Oh,
of them in there.
yeah, pretty much.
Because it's not even just their teams, it's that they think their conference is like literally college football, like there isn't anything else.
Right.
I'm like, yeah.
Which I hate.
Yeah.
I know.
The Big Ten's talented, the Pac-12 is talented, a lot of conferences, not just you guys.
Totally.
Yeah, I know it pisses off a lot of Ohio State fans. You're an Ohio State fan. Yeah, I know, but I still am a fan, and I feel like there's plenty of fans that are good Ohio State fans, but there's so many that don't just have their expectations high, because I get that, and our expectations should be high, but they're so unrealistic. If we lose to one team, they're like, yep, we're fucking trash, and if Alabama does it, they're like, yeah, it's a tough game, but I mean, everybody loses sometimes. What the fuck? And
I feel like you get way more leniency
yeah.
by the media, especially by ESPN.
But yeah, I feel like Ohio fans even do it to ourselves. Like,
Yeah.
the Blue Jackets, we won the first game 2-0, and everybody's like, oh, we won that one. We'll see what happens next game. And then the Lightning won game 2, 3-0. Everybody's like, oh, geez, this isn't looking good. I'm like, what? The first game was 2-0. We shut out.
Right.
And you guys are like, we'll see what happens. And then literally almost the same thing happened. Everybody's like, oh, boy, I don't know about this one. And then game 3, we had that crazy-ass 3-goal comeback.
Yeah.
And everybody's like, ooh, that was lucky. And then the Lightning have a 3-goal comeback, and everybody's like, oh, shit, we're done for. I'm like, these are literally, how do you not see what you're doing here? And then we win game 5, and very impressively so win game 5. And everybody's like, oh, man, but they're not going to be able to beat the Lightning. They got lucky to get past Toronto. I'm like, do you guys not remember last year when we played the Lightning and we fucking swept them and they had the best season in NHL history and we fucking swept them? And everybody's like, yeah, but this year is different and we didn't look so good against Toronto. And then the Blue Jackets lost game 1. Everybody's like, see, we're done for. And then we lost game 2, or we won game 2. And everybody's like, well, hopefully we can win game 3. Well, where's your mindset change? And the most confusing part is
fair weather fans.
Yeah. The most confusing part is that they're like this with almost every Ohio team except Cleveland sports, which is historically, not even joking, or I know you like the Indians, but historically they are known as the worst thing in Ohio, even over the Bengals and even the Blue Jackets, which historically have been bad another. Specifically the Browns. Every fucking year has hope in them, even though they don't do anything. And then teams that have consistently, even if not historically, been very good, and Ohio State definitely historically has been good. Everybody's like, yeah, I just don't know about it. But then every fucking year, like, oh yeah, this is the Browns year. I'm like, where do you guys find this optimism when there is optimism and you're like, yeah, I don't know about that. It's so fucking weird to me.
It's gotta be so, like, I know it's bad as a Bengals fan, but it's gotta be really bad being a Browns fan.
Yeah, I mean, it should be, but like I said, they're either lying to themselves or they just fucking live in this imaginary world because teams that are historically one of the best teams in all of college football, they are down on a team that has historically not been good with the Blue Jackets, but over the last 5 years has easily been one of the best teams in the NHL. And every time someone's like, yeah, I don't know about this. But then a team that has fucking sucked for so long, everybody's like, yeah, I think this is our year.
Yep.
I don't get it.
I mean, I'll believe when I see it. Same with the Bengals. I mean, I'm a Bengals fan, but I'll believe when I see it.
Yeah.
You know, this. There's a lot of hype surrounding Joe Burrow. You know, so yeah, I'll believe when I see it. I'm still a fan, but I'll believe when I see it.
Yeah. So this is normally when we do our reminders for free games. So on Xbox One, this is another transition week, so there's a lot of games on here.
Nice.
Xbox One till August 15th, you got Dunk Lords and Portal Knights till August 31st. And then starting on the 16th, you got something called Override Mech City Brawl, which sounds like the most generic video game ever. Starting on, like I said, the 16th, going till September 15th. And that's fucking nuts that we're talking about September already and it's that close. And also,
the months are flying.
Yeah, I feel like this is the longest, shortest year ever. In one hand, you're like, holy shit, it's already that time. You're like, but then you think back to something that happened at the beginning of the year, and you're like, that was this year? What the fuck?
Right. Well, I told somebody the other day, I say, hey, Christmas is 4 months away.
Yeah.
They're like,
yeah, you say that's
Don't
4
say
months
that.
away, and that's crazy. But then, like I said, think back, like, we watched Ohio State football this year, like, at the beginning of this year.
Mm-hmm.
It's so fucking weird to think about that was this year, because I'm like, I can't. Feels like another lifetime ago we watched Ohio State.
I know.
Everything's so separated now from all the nonsense.
Yeah, I feel like everything before this COVID stuff is such like this whole year's been a blur, you know, at least for me. And it's so weird. Like we're looking at now, like last year. I mean, we went to that Blue Jackets game in February, the Ohio State Blue Jackets game, and it just feels like we're in a different world now. You know, with everything. So crazy.
Yeah. Which is ironic. I told Cody. I don't know if you remember going into this year, but it's like, oh, we're going to call it the Roaring 20s. We're out this shitty decade. Well, you guys really did to yourself by hyping up this Roaring 20s. You really roared into it.
Right.
And then on 360.
Way too soon.
Yeah. No, it can't get worse. No, oh, shit.
It's can't get much worse.
On 360 until August 15th, you got MX Unleashed. And starting on August 16th, you got Red Faction 2 till August 31st. And on PlayStation Plus, you got Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 and Fall Guys till August 31st.
Nice.
So, yeah.
I was going to say, too, I want to play that Is it Grounded? I think it's called?
Yeah.
Gotta play that game.
I want to try it, too. Last week, I told Cody, when they showed that game at E3, they showed spiders in it. And I told you how much of a baby I am on spiders, right?
Yeah.
I literally have arachnophobia. It's awful.
Yeah.
And,
I understand that.
And they showed it in the trailer, and I was kind of, the game was so kiddish, so I was joking. I was like, oh, I don't think I can play this, but it looked cool, and I was joking. But then, I don't know if you've seen gameplay. It's fucking horrifying. I thought I was joking, but you can kill a baby spider, and then you turn around, and the whole family's there waiting for you, and they'll like creep in and make creepy noises.
Jeez,
So shit, I might not actually be able to play this. But the reason I'm saying this is to let you know that there's an arachnophobia mode, and this is a real thing to turn it off. So
oh, really?
I'll be able to
That's
play
awesome.
it. Yeah, I can't believe they did that. I'm glad they did because, yeah, like I said, after I was joking initially, but then when I saw how horrifying it is and they like feed off killing a baby, I was like, oh shit, I'm gonna be able to do this. It sounds it sounds a little weird, the arachnophobia mode, because it sounds like they still exist in the world, but you can't see them.
Mm-hmm.
So like, because I guess they're a really strong enemy and can really fuck up the your garden and everything. So they said you'll still hear like the noise to know they're there, and you'll see like glowing lights, so you know that they're there because physically they're still there in the world, but you never actually see them or have to, which seems weird, and like, why wouldn't just take them out? But that also makes sense because I feel like that's almost impossible to design a game to just have one of your main things be swooped out of there. So I feel like that's the best kind of middle ground.
That's really cool they did that for.
Yeah,
I like when companies do like stuff like that for, you know, the gamers and stuff.
Yeah,
it's a personal kind of. It's kind of nice.
Yeah, which I did not expect. I feel like most people probably think it's really cool to have spiders in there, but I was like, oh fuck, this is awful.
Well, I tried playing. So I have a fear of water. I don't know what the phobia is called, but I have a fear of like not so much like taking a shower, taking a bath, something, but I have a fear of like jumping in the ocean or jumping into a lake or something where I can't feel the bottom. I get kind of freaked out. And I played a game called, I don't know if you heard of it, I think it's on Game Pass, called Subnautica.
I've heard of it. I haven't played it.
It is intense for me because I'm scared of water. I'm scared of like ocean water and stuff like that. And so I only played it for a little bit, but it was kind of intense for me because it just, swimming in the ocean and stuff like that is kind of...
They should design a game to remove all water, like the spiders. And it's empty.
The water.
So spoilers for the last 3 episodes of season 3 of Lost for the next couple, probably 30 seconds. Did it freak you out at the end of Lost then when Charlie dove in under the water and getting suffocated in the water?
It was really sad. I really liked his character, and it's kind of sad seeing him drown like that. I feel like it's kind of like a bad way to take out somebody.
Yeah.
I can't remember. I don't think he ever comes back. If I remember correctly.
No, not actually, unless like flashback or something.
Yeah, unless they flashbacks.
Yeah.
So it's pretty hard seeing him go.
Yeah.
I liked him. Him and Locke.
Yeah. So I don't know if you ever listened long enough to hear our fake outrage.
Nah.
I don't got any this week, but if you do, I can give you a setup. So I feel like you'd be perfect for this. I probably should give you a heads up, though. So people are so outraged by everything now, as you've said multiple times in this. And I feel like half the time, I know they're being sincere, but I don't know how people think of this shit.
Yeah.
So it almost seems fake. So I had the idea, and Cody loved it, that every week we try and think of something that is outrageous to us, but we're not actually offended by it all.
Yeah.
Like, actually, one of them came from the Ohio State game when we went together. They played, I think I made the joke at the time, but they played Up in Here, and we were in the upper bowl, like nosebleed.
Oh, yeah.
And I brought that up on the podcast.
Yeah.
But we try and present it in a way that's, like, dead serious.
Right.
Like, I was like, yeah, man, I thought it was really kind of messed up because they were implying like we're lower income and we don't matter.
Yeah.
And I try and give a straight face and act really fucking offended because I feel like these people have to think like this to just have these thoughts. I'm like, I don't know how the fuck you come up with this stuff. And that's why some weeks, even when I'm trying to literally think of fake outrage, sometimes I can't think of shit. I'm like, I don't know how you fucking people get so mad at everything.
I can't either. I don't live my life like constantly think about things to be offended by. I don't. I'm just not. I don't get offended easily by stuff, so it's hard for me to be like, yeah, that offends me, or this bothers me, or whatever. So
I gotcha.
Yeah.
Well, maybe if you come back for another episode, you can give us some fake outrage.
Yeah.
Anything else you want to say before we get out of here?
No, this was fun. I like this.
Yeah.
It's a good time.
Yeah, sure.
Definitely want to do it again.
No, I'm totally down for that. It actually went a lot easier than I thought it would. Not
Yeah.
anything against you. Like I said, it's just, I know the first time we did it. We don't have video of it, obviously, but me and Cody just sat here probably like a half hour. All right, so we should start it? Yeah, let's start it. All right, so what do we do? I don't know, just do an intro. All right, I just start looking at our phones. All right.
That's why I didn't bring my phone. I knew why you brought your phone, but I
Yeah.
knew if I brought mine, I would constantly look at it.
Yeah,
so
no,
I
I
left
hear ya.
upstairs. So, yeah.
That's definitely a good call because, aside from this, you can definitely just get carried away.
Exactly.
And start, yeah.
Especially once I start looking up stuff on Facebook, I'm like, oh, here's this.
All right. Well, I know me and Cody talked last week, actually the last 2 weeks, about we're going to give our top 10 most underrated or underappreciated games. So that'll obviously be delayed again because Cody wasn't here. So we'll be doing that. Yeah, we'll be doing that. It sounded passive aggressive, but I'm just explaining. But we'll be doing that next week since we weren't able to. But you don't got anything else before we get out of here?
Oh, I'm good. Yeah, I had fun and had a great time.
Cool.
Good talking to you.
Yeah, you too, buddy. As always, you can follow us on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook at Current Backlog, and you can email any questions, or feedback at currentbackloggers@gmail.com. All right. Corona.